Give that a second. Go across the airwaves. We'll get rolling.
Populating.
Mad internet skills. Are your kids using AI for homework yet?
No, but a lot of their classes are structured kind of around it. Like, you should use this to double check your
Oh,
work and stuff.
interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm
But not
using it
yet.
with my youngest for. He just gets these worksheets, and what I'll do after he's studied is like I'll have it create interactive tests. That's actually gonna be like remind me that's gonna be an episode for another time where the because it's crazy useful because it's literally like I just send him a web page. He's able to like click through, and it's just this interactive test that he
Oh,
can
yeah,
just like,
yeah.
keep redoing. So it's just a way to get him like into the testing mode and as a practice thing. And all I
Yeah.
have to do is like it's like, hey, here's a grade 5, and like here's a test. Can you build a interactive test? And
Nice.
it's really useful actually. It's kind of nice.
Beats like drawing out all those tables on like grid paper, and you're like, okay,
It's like here we go again.
here's the math.
Yeah, I think we're across. Let's get the show started because we are live. More than one gaming dad likes less than Jake. Could a kid please play a console for goodness sake? Jeff's back in Final Fantasy playing MMO, and a dad turns up the heat when a kid's time to go. When it's a kid's time to go. Ah, it was,
And oh, very well done. I am impressed.
yeah, that was. More than one gaming dad likes less than Jake. Could a kid possibly play a console? It's gonna keep getting worse and worse.
You only had one shot. That's it.
It's gonna keep going worse. More than one gaming dad likes less than Jake. Could a kid please play a console for goodness sake? Jeff's back in Final Fantasy playing the MMO, and a dad turns up the heat when it's a kid's time to go. Welcome to New Dad Gaming. The adult beverages are poured, the kids are asleep. Welcome to New Dad Gaming, a show about fatherhood, gaming, and new fathers figuring out their gaming lives. My name is Trevor, and I have a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old.
And I'm Jeff. I have a 15-year-old and a 13-year-old.
Each week, we try to show that just because you became a dad
Does not mean it's game over.
and not only that, but some of us are super cool. We're super rad dads, and we just have awesome musical taste, apparently. It felt really
Nice.
good. So we had a couple dads write in. It was so great to hear from all of you. Again, like if you listen to the show and you've never written in before, we'd love to hear from you, even if it's not something you want shared on air. Jeff and I just love interacting and speaking back to members. Hit us up at New Dad Gaming for our socials, otherwise newdadgaming.com. But one such listener goes by DeadPet7 shared this awesome story, and it turns out I'm not alone in liking less than Jake. I felt so validated.
Yay!
I don't know if you'd call it like a niche pick. Like it's really not like it was underground or anything, but it's like pop punk and like kind of like the 90s type of thing. So I just wasn't sure
Yeah.
if
I've
I
never
say
heard of
these.
it, so
Yeah.
I'm not rad dad.
Apparently you're just
Gonna
not
say,
rad dad like me and Dead Pet
that's
7.
right.
So I want to read it. I'm going to go a little fast because it's a long one, but I really appreciated sending in the story. So, old dad from Dead Pet 7. Old gaming dad and long-time listener here. I've always really been into music. I grew up listening to metal and rock, and in my late teens, I discovered punk and ska. This quickly became my flavor of choice. This is still the case today, and although having a family meant the volume might be turned down a little, there was normally music played most days as my kids were growing up, and it was always on or around them. I'd recommend things to them, whether they showed interest, or I'd ask them what they think of certain bands or songs at times. But apart from them making music available to them through the good old CD collection before the days of streaming, I've pretty much let them find their own way. My sons, now 26 and 20 respectively, enjoy music as much as the next person, but my daughter, 16, seems to have as much love for music as I do. And although she has her own individual preferences, we have a lot of overlapping favorite bands. When I was a teenager, I started a band. So a couple of years ago, when she herself started playing guitar and subsequently started a band, obviously I was really enthusiastic, and I remain so. While it's still early days in their rock and roll lives, they always play to a far higher standard than I ever did, and watching them play their first gigs is exciting for sure and a little nerve-wracking, but awesome nonetheless. They don't seem to get anxious, or at least they don't show it, but dad in the audience certainly does. I don't know how far or where that road is going to take them, but I hope they enjoy it as much as I did back in the day. In 1993, I was 15 and I went to see a band called the Wild Hearts, who remain one of my favorite bands today. And I've seen them a bunch of times over the years. Last year, I was able to take my daughter to see them play live and standing beside her to watch them, knowing that she was seeing them for the first time at the same age I was when I first saw them live was an amazing little surreal experience. Now, the main reason for my email. In the podcast from April 25th, you mentioned one of your favorite bands, Less Than Jake. Last month, I took my daughter to watch them play live with supports from the Barstool Preachers, the Acrobats, and the Bouncing Souls, who were all superb, and it was an amazing night. We sang along until my voice pretty much gave up. We laughed a whole bunch, and I'm pretty sure I might even have shed a tear or two out of the sheer unashamed happiness. I know when I was younger, when I first saw Less Than Jake play, it never occurred to me that I'd be watching them with my own family one day. And if you had told me back then how things would have turned out, I probably would have laughed in disbelief before running for the hills in terror. But now I'm here, and it's a truly amazing experience, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I guess it's funny how things turn out. Anyways, don't feel like you have to read this. Too late. This refer to it anyway. Then refer to this in any way. I know it's a bit of a ramble, but I just wanted to share this with you both. Keep breathing, keep going, keep up the great work. Don't stop loving the music. From Dead Pet 7.
Wow, you guys are rad dads.
Such rad dads. Were you ever in a band? Did you have any musicality to you?
No, my entire family, yes, but not me. I was never in a band. No.
I was in a bunch, like nothing ever serious. Like we had played a couple concerts or shows, but it's not as in like people came to see it. It's just more like, hey, anybody who can play, like you can come up.
Right. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I did once at a studio assembly. It was sort of fun. Man, it's great for kids. Like I would love if my kids got into a band, because not so much as and you can live like a rock roll lifestyle, but there's just something about getting together with buddies that creates try to create some sort of music, get up on stage, face your fears type of thing. Yeah. It becomes like so awesome. And it's amazing to hear the daughter there of Dead Pet 7 not having those fears. It just seems to be a natural on stage. Can you imagine like watching your own kid up on stage?
Well, again, that would be pretty sweet. The only like kind of step back from that, like I see my kid on stage in a band, but it's more like through a school band, right? So they're playing French horn and stuff, so it's not exactly the same genre of music, but just to own that stage and have your kid up there and just kind of direct everybody's attention is kind of it's an amazing experience. I can only imagine that it's just something that's you're so proud of.
Yeah. Have you taken yours to a concert? Like a concert you wanted to go to, as far as like, hey, I like this band. Do you want to go see it?
Not really. We've done different concerts, just kind of like what's part of a big montage of people, but nobody that I wanted to. Mainly because they're all just old. They're old now. I don't know. But what about you? I don't know.
No, same. Not at this point. Like I think they might be a little young. I'd be curious that as they hit 14, 16. Kind of in those older ages, if I see a band I really want to see, I could always pitch it to them. And I don't, at that point, it might be like, what are this oldies nonsense you're listening to? But I'd be curious if I could get them to do it. I think it would be something to share.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that I would look forward. You would have rad dad plus rad kids, and you'd have them on the show. Yeah.
Hey, so Dead Pet 7, thank you so much for writing in. That was a fantastic story. I'm so glad we got to share it. Any gaming dads out there, if you want to just share it just with us or have something read on air, share it with the rest of the gaming dad community here. Reach out at New Dad Gaming, socials or newdadgaming.com. Now, as far as like sharing experiences with kids, we can move on to producing terrible memories for kids. Scarring them for life, if you will. Yeah. And it happened to me, and again, it's one of those things where it's like you have had the same type of thing. Yeah. So me and my youngest were playing Monopoly Deal, which, by the way, like gaming dads is like, we may have recommended this already on the show, but this is a fantastic card game.
It's an excellent game. Yes.
It's so much fun. It is very quick. Like it has some of the trappings of Monopoly, but none of like the downside of garbage. Like,
yeah, totally.
it's a phenomenal game. Like it packs up in 2 days. So we've taken it on the road with us a bunch for trips and things. We highly recommend Monopoly Deal. But we're playing it, and it's just I'm slow rolling him a bit. You know what I mean? Like I have the cards, I got some things going, but I want to let him have
Right.
some fun, like kind of build up a bit of a base, right? It's like I don't need to ruin him immediately.
Yeah, right. He just
But then,
instill that confidence, like he has like everything down and he knows what's going on. Yeah, okay.
but I'm watching the clock, and at some point, it's like, like it's time for bed, man. Like we gotta wrap this up. Like let's go. And he's not giving me any indication that he's like close to the finish line. So
Right.
it's like, so I'm looking at my hand, I'm looking at the clock, and I'm looking at him. It's like, I love you to bits, but I'm about to destroy you. Like, let's just go. And then and I proceed over the next turn. I'm talking like classic Monopoly garbage, where it's like I had the blue properties, I had a hotel, and what's
Yeah.
that? Double the rent. Don't mind if I do. And I just did, like, to the point like I feel awful. Like it's just like I ruined him. He had all of these properties, and I slam him with like 20 million in rent, and I just take everything.
Everything. Oh
It's
my
like now that
god.
I've taken all of your properties, I have enough to win the game. So I guess it's bedtime. So it's just like it was like just the starting point. It's like you got to go to bed. So I'm just gonna
That's it.
ruin you because you're not giving me any indication that you could seal the deal here. So
That would be funny, like counterpoint if he was just drawing out the game to see how far he could get. Like, I have nothing, but let's see how far bedtime can go.
yeah, he also has all the cards, but he's just like, I don't want to win because I don't want to
Yeah.
go to bed. So we dance this intricate dance back together, back and
Yeah.
forth.
Yeah.
God, I never even thought of that. He would do that too, conniving bugger. So you ever like been in a scenario where it's like this? I have things to do. I'm just gonna turn up the heat. No more Mr. Nice Dad.
Yeah, not in terms of cards, but definitely Mario Party. If anyone has played
Oh my
Mario
goodness.
Party, it's a minimum 60-minute game, right? Like it's a long game, and I will, play around the game board with them, but I'll have items that I just don't use, and then just be like, all right, that's it. I'm taking all your stars because I have to go mow the lawn and do the errands, buy the groceries and everything. So Daddy needs to go right now.
I got
It's game over. I'm sorry.
I got life to live. I think too. Like
Yeah.
there's been a few times. It's been harder now because I find they are getting my game skills are slipping and like theirs are improving.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's sort of going to be harder to do. But there has been times that they started to get a little too comfortable and started to bring on the smack talk. It's like, oh, Dad, I guess you can't do it. It's like, all right, let's start
That's
another
it.
match. Just mop the floor with them.
Yeah.
Just ruin their confidence.
It,
It's one thing for us to have a friendly game here, but if you're going to start smack talking me, like we're going to be
no.
bringing a little bit of extra heat.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what do you're up against gaming dad here. What are you trying to pull? Granted, I have seen my skills slip against my kids' like eye hand coordination. I'm like, whoa, I don't know if I ever
Mhm.
had that reaction speed to, like kind of like bullet hell kind of games. I'm like, I
Yeah,
have no idea. I'm already dead. So you guys like take it from here. Revive good old dad, please.
yeah. I wonder how long would it take them to surpass you in Mario Kart? Because that's been one of your like strongest like contenders. Are they
I
close?
think, yeah, I don't know. I still hold the crown pretty easily, but once that day comes, like,
Just
I don't know what
retire.
would I do. What would I do? Would they give me a cake? Like,
Yeah.
you mean like they're celebrating? Like that's it.
They give you a watch. It's like a retirement watch.
Slowly turn the power off on the console. They'd be like,
Yeah.
your gaming days are done, Dad. Sorry.
Definitely. I'm almost had to feel like we had one today, or it might have been yesterday, but we were playing wrestling. So like 2K27
Yeah.
WWE. And I felt so lost. Like I didn't know what the heck to do. Like there was
Really?
just
I thought that would be your jam. I thought you'd be like, all right, let's go. Let's kick it.
like now bring out the old N64
Oh,
and the
okay.
W. Now we're talking. Like they're gonna have some real problems. But this
Yeah.
one,
Yeah.
it's a lot more nuanced and it just behaves a bit more spongy.
Right.
And I just sort of fallen off, and they continued to play it a ton.
Yeah.
So they certainly surpassed me in it. And I'm sitting there playing, and it's like, huh, I might need to research and practice this. Like when they go to bed, spend some time through the tutorials so I can kind of get my mojo back in this.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
still the best part is like I still won because so they kind of ganged up on me and just decimate. Like I'm like zero, like bleeding everywhere, no health, just nothing. but because they get so excited and they're kind of jumping around and just doing things, like they're not thinking about the victory. So at one point, I just kind of like slid into the ring and pinned one of them really quickly. Just stole the victory, put down the controller. It's like, all right, thanks so much, everybody. Yeah, but it occurred to me, it's like, yeah, I might need to study this and practice this so I can be a bit more competitive like next time we play if they're going to keep going. I don't know if you've had like have you ever like needed to put in a bit of extra time, or did your skills just carry you?
Okay, so again, full disclosure, I don't know if my kids are ever going to listen to this, but like when we were playing Elden Ring all those years ago, I guess now, I would play with them, right? Like my then probably 10-year-old was watching me and loved it. But I would be so confused in that world. I'd be like, because it's set up for you to kind of like figure out what zone you're in and then be like, that's too difficult for me. I come back here later, right? But I didn't really want to show that failure in front of my kid all the time because you die a lot. Like, I want to know where I'm going. So I had to look up on like a wiki, like, where am I going and what weapon do I need to get there? And like, let me go farm that. And then I can have like an easier time, even though it's still kind of difficult. But just to kind of show that, dad still has it. And dad knows what he's doing.
So the preparation, it's just like, okay, before the performance in front of the kid, need to show them that I'm still high level. So got to make sure I have my moves.
Yeah, like maybe we set up like, oh no, we need to go to bed early because I got a morning meeting, but the morning meeting is actually you getting up and practicing
the game. Right. Oh my Lord. That'd be gaming dads out there. Have you ever turned up the heat in response to some smack talk, or just from a timing perspective? Have you practiced to ensure that you can kind of keep on top of your kids' gaming? Let us know at newdadgaming.com. Now, the challenge for you is that your old stomping ground in your household is no longer used.
No, yeah.
When playing these games, because you've revealed to me that the consoles are not seeing a lot of use in the old household at this point.
Yeah, I don't know what gaming phase we're in, but both my teens now are not playing any of the consoles or any of their portable consoles, like at all. They've been collecting dust since I can't even tell you the last time they were on them. So the Switch has just stayed there. Their 3DS ones have never been ever touched. They used to play PS4 a lot, just even to watch movies, and nope, hasn't moved. And it's gotten to the point where, I'm lending games out to friends at work because they don't want to go out and buy Zelda. They would like to borrow it. So I'm happy to lend them that and Pokemon and whatever else, because my kids aren't using it. They just don't play it. And it's kind of sad to see where it's just like, oh, like we used to spend so much time just even gaming together on those things, right? Where now it's just like they're not maybe interested in those type of games anymore. I don't know. It just feels very, I don't know.
So like, it's kind of sad too, because as mentioned as well, like when the TV, there's two things that we've mentioned before. Like one for sure was with the desktop PC, right? Yeah. Where previously, like what sucks in a way about iPads and laptops and things like that is like you can take them to your room, you can be private with them, like you can, just kind of hoard them away and be by yourself and like interacting with this digital medium. Whereas opposed to like the old desktop PC usually was set up in a living room, and it was like this big deal. It's like, okay, I'm now going on the computer.
Yeah.
There's like this public thing where it's like, I am on the computer in like the public room. And same too with television, right? Like it used to be the TV in the living room, whereas like now it's all just like streaming.
Yeah.
Right. Like on like the little devices and things like that. And if you think about consoles in that way too, where it's just like, if you'd like to play a game, come with me to the salon, like into the main family room, and let's sit with the TV and we will play the game. And it was so intentional, as opposed to you can like pick up your phone and like just blast something on that. Like you have your iPad, you have like your laptop, things like that. It's just reduced this intentionality around playing, and just to hear like the kids are kind of getting away from it is sad.
Right? Like I think it's a change. I hope it snaps back to a point. Like maybe they'll get bored of what they're doing, but I can totally see that all the gaming manufacturers, Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony, are worried about the iPhones, the iPads, everything else that's like digital or streaming that isn't on their system. And I can totally see that. Like my teenager, my older one, is asking for all these apps in the App Store because now they can play those games just on their phone. It's
Hmm.
something to do, like whether it be chess or block breaker or whatever. But that's what he enjoys doing now. He doesn't want anything too intense. So it's just different and it's
Yeah.
weird.
Well, it's just curious too because we had that conversation. We both had the temptation to buy the Switch too.
Yeah, yeah.
Like we were thinking about it, and it's just especially now for me, like my kids are that is still their primary gaming. Like they really lean into the tablets, which I sort of hate. But ever since we got rid of Roblox, that's been a little better.
Yeah.
So I think that, right now, if everybody's noticing, like they're screaming in the background, it's like they did everything they needed to do with homework and such. So they're having an hour of game time here tonight. Thus the horrific screams as I try to record this. But it's too perfect as a background sound.
Yeah, yeah.
But does that, and so the Switch is used for us, the Xbox is used, but then they are using their tablets and computers, and it's like, what is 2 years look from now? Will they
Yeah.
find the bulky kind of consoles a bit dated and just prefer their own devices?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's especially with my teens, they've kind of transitioned into something more on their laptop, right? Something that they can. Okay, so back up. My teen is going to sleepovers now, taking his laptop to have almost like LAN parties, which is awesome. That's great. But then, yeah, we're kind of left with nothing else in terms of like what you were saying, where the family gaming is kind of happening. It's kind of all this part and parcel thing. Like he's going off on his own, doing his own thing, which is cool. But like, I'm not seeing the same kind of excitement for sitting down and playing something. It's very isolated, which is just different. And
Almost like
maybe,
transactional in a way, where it's just like, here's like 10 or 20 minutes of time, let me just do it, as opposed to like I'm going to game. So
yeah,
like I'm going to sit and I'm going to be here and I'm going to get things going.
yeah,
It just becomes more fluid in that way. So we're
yeah. I
sounding
don't know.
old, Jeff.
I know that's get off my digital grass. I don't know. It's just.
Well, I think too, like you look at the Steam machine. I wonder what happens now with consoles, because the Steam machine is coming out, which is it's just a piece, is a gaming PC. You know what I mean? The Steam Deck, which at least is very much like a classic kind of console in that sense, but it's still like that is you're playing PC games.
Yeah.
They've said Project Helix for the next version of Xbox is going to just be some sort of hybrid, like PC. There's going to be more PC than it's going to be an Xbox. Basically, where everything just kind of keeps pushing into that one uniform thing. And this isn't, I could care less for the console wars. I always hated it. I liked it so much as far as it pushed people to do better. Like they had to fight for each other, and like we kind of benefited from some cool like games, and they needed to keep prices in a certain range because it was competitive.
Sure.
But just so much of it now seems to be streamlined into this like one kind of platform. Like there's very narrow bands of it, and this is competing with a series of like mobile devices that just get ridiculously more and more powerful. Like this will be like I'll let you know how it goes, but like for instance, like I just downloaded Knights of the Old Republic on my own.
Oh wow, okay.
And it's just the whole game. I've never played it. It's one of those ones
You've never played it. Okay.
Never
All
played
right.
it. And it's like it went on sale today, and I'm like, man, this maybe like I try to do this instead of like scrolling. My classic like type of angle on this show. But again, like think about that. Think about like young Trevor and Jeff, like downloading it and like having it on their system, and now it's just like it's on my phone. It's just in my pocket anytime.
Yeah. Right. It's just right there, and you can just jump in, jump out. Probably has cloud saves. I don't know, whatever. Like you can save it anytime.
So
not a problem.
I don't know what to tell you, man. I worry. I guess maybe we're just old, and that's like this is just like the future of it. But I haven't seen it yet, so I'm not feeling it. But it's wild to hear that from you, like that. How wild it is that the thought that your kids are potentially not going to be touching consoles again in future.
I know, it's kind of crazy. I don't want to think about it.
Why did they say it like that?
Why do you have to do that? Yeah, I know it could change. I have to meet them where they are. So, if this is what they're going to do, let me try to dip in there and support it. But man, It's
Yeah.
hard. It's tough.
Hey, gaming dads, are you seeing the same thing? Would love to hear your story or how you're taking it at New Dad Gaming, newdadgaming.com. Now, one console you're not going to be giving up, like in one gaming experience, because you hopped back in. Damn it! Now, actually, let me stop. Are you playing this on PlayStation?
I am, yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
wait, if you're on PC, then this kind of
No,
defeats
yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Jeff's back on PlayStation, and he is back playing Final Fantasy 14, the MMO, the forever expanding and continuing, always on service, which I could never believe you played as a gaming dad, but it's like stunning.
Yeah.
What brought you back into Final Fantasy 14, the MMO, and what's it like to be back in your current like home and kid situation?
Yeah. Final Fantasy 14 is obviously a huge game. Like you said, expansions all over the place. And I dropped it a few years ago. My character never got very far, but I don't know. I fell off it. It wasn't really enticing me. But I saw their latest. They have an annual Final Fantasy con, and they said that all these DLCs are now part of your free trial, right? And so I went on our socials just to see, like, hey, is it worth it? Because I've heard this arc that
Now,
includes
so one thing, so trial, because if I understood it before, it's more like you can just take your time and play all of this for free. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
once you want, because trial is more like, okay, you can do it for like 14 days. But I think the way this works is like your free account gets now access to these like previously paywalled pieces of content.
Yes.
Okay,
Sorry.
cool.
So you get these, I think, 4 expansions for free, and then free trial being you could do everything in the world except like there's like you can't own a house in the world, you can't trade on the marketplace, and you can't join like a player led company or crew, which is fine because everything you do in this game is now backed by NPCs. So that's part of this and why I got back in is that all the raids you can do it with players, but I always felt bad in case I did need to step out as a parent that I have to AFK or hop out of the raid. And that's not going to look well. You can actually get penalized for that, right? So if I do it with NPCs and it builds a party for you and you can kind of select the roles that they are supporting you with, I don't feel bad. The computer's not going to get mad at me. You're not really penalizing the world necessarily. And it's fine, right? And those raids can last from 10 to 20 minutes right now in my gaming experience. But that's one of the things of me jumping back in is that I could get out at any time, right? But again, free trial, you can go up to like level 90 now, which apparently is like 300 hours of gameplay. And this whole arcing storyline is included now to the point where now they're starting another story arc, I guess. So there's a lot of gameplay there, right? So I hop back in. I got my character who's I have no idea what I'm doing with the character. I stopped in like some weird world. I'm like, I don't even know how the buttons work or whatever. But I played it nonstop for just a couple days, and you fight like one of the big battles is you fight Ifrit, and I'm like, this is a really cool battle, like, and I'm there with my NPC buddies, and I don't feel pressure, and I did it, and it was a cool cutscene, and I'm like, this is like an actual, like, just single player Final Fantasy, and that's what I'm treating it as. So it's got a good story in there, and I always treated it as this weird MMO that is kind of here's and there's and fetch quests, which definitely do exist. But treating it as a single player game and just doing the main quest line, best decision is amazing. So cool. Like, and you don't have to grind for these levels. It level syncs you, so you're good.
That's amazing. Yeah, so that is incredibly enticing because that was definitely just so funny because I can recall as a kid, and I probably told this story before, but I was thinking it's like it would be so cool. Like I think I was thinking about it with Final Fantasy X. I was like, man, it'd be so cool if they just added new content every year, and I could just keep on playing with my characters, and it'd be great.
Yeah.
You know, so it's basically the MMO format,
right?
And then they introduced it, and it was like two things I could never get around was like you have to pay a monthly subscription. Like that's so weird. Like especially as a game, like coming of that time. The thought of paying like a monthly subscription to a game was like, what are you talking about?
Absolutely.
And then secondly is that you had to interact with characters. It's like, okay, like get together with these 6 or 7 other people. And it's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm bad at this game. I don't like this pressure because like I'm not going to be like good enough for these folks. Like, goddamn, I hate this. So the thought that they've made those concessions to try to help some people like get through is like really enticing. That is like super cool.
Yeah, that's definitely gaming
Giggle.
dad proper. You don't
Mm.
have pressure, and again, free trial is the pressure out of a subscription. So
Yeah, I'm enticed. Like I think I do. Like I can't do it right now, just from a timing perspective. Like I just don't have the hours.
yeah,
It'd be something like it's not something. Unless you can correct me, like is it something that like if you're chewing on it like 20 minutes at a time, like are you going to make any progress? Because the one time like I was looking at it, it's like even trying to quip something for me was taking like 10 minutes, and I'm like, well, there's tonight's session. I quipped something.
once you so once you kind of put 20 minutes in on learning like the UI and just how, like, because there's tons that it throws at you, it tries to kind of slowly ease you into it. It does take some time to get used to what you're doing in the world, but once that is kind of there, you can get in for sessionable like quests. You can do a couple of side quests just for fun. You could just spend one day being 20 minutes, just like customizing your character or something, right? But the main quest lines, they can range from like I've done some that are 5 minutes, and then the bigger raids that are like 20 minutes. As of right now, I'm still in the beginning stages of this whole arc, but it's been pretty cool so far and very easy to kind of hop in, hop out, and that's exactly what I would recommend is just chip away at it, have fun. I finally got a chocobo. Yeah, right. I had to name him. He's mine. Like I get to customize him, get to put little gear on him. That to me is so much fun. Like, it looks so cool.
They know how to speak your language. They know how to help you.
Absolutely. I don't want to spend a dime, but I'll be in there decorating. That's fine.
Have your kids shown any interest in it? Like, have they ever created their own accounts or watch you play and wanted to do it themselves, or is this up their alley at all?
So my 13-year-old saw me and they laughed at my character name. I'm like, shut up. I had to use some like character generator because I wasn't getting. Anyway, it's horrible. I would like to change it. Whatever. And I'm like, it's always been my dream of mine, and I think I've said it on the show, is to get them into this kind of like world where we could all like go online. That would be a fun thing, and then do the raids together, and then we don't feel as bad if we're all still learning, right? Not an interest at all. They're like,
a miss.
Nope, I do not like this. There's reading. I don't like. They don't like it. So it's very blah to them, less flashy. So maybe when I get to the cool parts, they'll finally like clue in, and then I can take them around as like a little newbie in the world. That would be kind of cool. Parenting, like also in the gaming world.
Come this way, my child. Let me show you. Let me show you the way of this world.
Yeah, but no, that's the dream. That's a gaming dad dream, to get them into this world.
I'll keep us posted on that and on your adventures of Final Fantasy. That is awesome. Hey, gaming dads, that's going to wrap it up for the week. Thank you so much for listening. Again, big thank you to Deadcat7 for sending in the story this week. So it was so awesome to read. Glad I'm not alone, unless in Jake. There's felt a bit more normal on that. And same call it as always. If you have a story to share, if you have any ideas, we'd love to hear from you at New Dad Gaming, newdadgaming.com. Go ahead and write to us either directly or just for something to share with the other gaming dads. If you like the show and you want to support the podcast, one of the best ways to do so is find us on any of the major podcasting networks, like it's Google, Caster, Spotify, iTunes, anywhere you find your podcast. Just search for New Dad Gaming. Give us a subscription. A rating really helps, and especially a comment. Those type of things boosts us to other gaming dads. We'll get as many folks for a rating party in Final Fantasy 14 coming to a gaming session near you. Everyone, thank you so much for listening. This has been New Dad Gaming, and until next week, my name is Trevor, and I have a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old.
And I'm Jeff. I have a 15-year-old and a 13-year-old.
Remember, everybody, just because you became a dad
does not mean it's game over.
All right. Man, my kids got so loud here at the end. I'm sure they're coming through the entire time, but it's sort of like just really, really punching it there at the end.
Yeah. No, it's fine, right? It's a soundtrack to gaming dad life.
Every day. All right, brother. See you next week.